Welcome to the Wonder Boldly podcast, hosted by yours truly, Christine, founder of Drizzle Academy. I am going to encourage and motivate you to take action towards your big goals. I'm going to teach you everything I've learned from building a very successful 25-year career, coaching people, and starting my own online business. I am going to give you so many action items you are going to be able to wonder boldly. Hello. Welcome to another episode of Wonder Boldly. So today's episode, I want to talk about the morning routine. Now, I have been doing a early morning routine for years, and I totally believe in it. I love the early morning hours. I'm talking when it's still dark out and the stillness in the house, even the stillness outside, it just is such a wonderful feeling. I typically get up about 4:45, 4:45. And I have a certain amount of things that I do. I call them Christine things. They are things specifically for me. I take that time in the morning for myself before I open my email, before I do anything else. It's not about necessarily the things that I do, though I probably will want to get into that at some point. This episode is really more about action steps so you can start enjoying the morning hours. Now, if you're a night person, if you're a morning person, if you're an afternoon person, these are all things that we tell ourselves. So first, let's get that out of the way. So I will say, and I do it as well, I'll say I'm a morning person. I am not a night person. Well, I choose that, right? So I choose the morning hours. So it's really a choice. So if you are totally against getting up early when nobody else is up, enjoying those morning hours because you're telling yourself you're an evening person, you're a night person, I want to challenge you on that. I want you to consider taking these action steps. Now, if you are so ingrained in your routine and it's working for you and you're seeing no reason to change it and you're a night person, I want to invite you to add in some of your own time in those night hours that you're up. Hopefully everyone else is in bed, it's dark, it's still, and you can really sit with your thoughts and spend that time for yourself. These action steps aren't here to say you have to be a morning person. That's the only way you're going to get benefits from this. That's not what this is about. The objective here is that you get time for yourself, by yourself, with your own thoughts. So like I said, I've been doing this for years. And what I want to talk about here is how I started to do that. Now it's a habit. I don't even have to set my alarm, quite honestly. But for those of you that it's not a habit, this is what I recommend. Your first action step is to have an alarm clock, not your phone. That's another topic, but you should not have your phone in your room. I have my phone in my room sometimes I don't. More often than not, I do. So I'm not getting on a soapbox and saying everything's perfect over here. I don't have my phone in my room and I do all the things. But to create this habit, it would be best if you did not have your phone in your room and instead you had an alarm clock. And that alarm clock should not be next to your bed. It needs to be far enough away from your bed so that you have to get out of bed to shut it off. It's a little trick that will force you to get out of bed because you don't want to hear it going off. And then once you're out of bed, you're already out of bed. And so now you have the choice to say, okay, I'm already up. All right, I'm going to move forward and do the next thing. Now, I realize some of us have partners that are in bed with us or close by, whatever the situation is, and you're like, I can't have an alarm going off at 4:30 in the morning and waking up everybody. I get that. So you definitely want to let your family know, whomever you're living with in your house, that this is something you're going to try. So that's really the first action step. So the first action step is to decide on the time you're going to get up. If it's 5, if it's 6, I would say no later than 6. So they know they might hear somebody around the house and so forth. Second action step, have an alarm clock in your room. Do not have your phone in your room. Have an alarm clock in your room that is set for the time that you want to get up. The key here is that it should not be next to your bed. It should be far enough away that you have to get out of bed to shut it off. the reason for that is because you will most likely get out of bed because you don't want to hear it going off. And now you're already out of bed. So now you'd have to make a conscious choice to get back into bed. So when you go to that alarm clock to shut it off, you're going to take a deep breath and you're going to choose putting yourself first, putting this intention of getting up early first, and you're going to move forward. Not go backwards, back into bed. It might be cold. You might not be in the mood. You might feel cranky. Expect all of that. So when that happens, you're like, yep, here it is. I'm cold. I'm cranky. I don't want to do this, but I am going to do it and I'm going to move forward. Now, I know there might be some of you who say, I can't have an alarm going off at 5 o'clock in the morning and wake up my partner or wake up the family or whomever that it might interrupt. So that was the reason why you told them ahead of time you were going to be doing this. If that's still not enough, like if they're like, you're waking me up, I can't get back to sleep, whatever, there are things that you can do. They're not as effective. But if you have a Fitbit device, there's the silent alarm, you could have your phone in your room instead and have that on like vibrate and put it, close to your bed so it's vibrating, you can hear it. Like for my phone, if it vibrates and it's away from the bed, it doesn't wake me up. So I would imagine that it would have to be close to your bed. These aren't ideal, but you're going to start where you're at. Right? So if you need to do that because you can't have a sound going off that early, then you could do some options such as that. Now, the third action item is you are going to move your body. So that could mean just walking around your house. That could mean doing jumping jacks in a room that is far enough away and you're not going to wake people up. First thing to do is really move your body. Now, what I find works really well for me to get me into that state is I brush my teeth. Brushing my teeth wakes me up, energizes me, and then I'm ready to go forward. So that's my little trick that I do where if I'm feeling that block of like, I'm not ready to move my body, I'll brush my teeth. I typically now, honestly, let's just brush my teeth. First thing I do. So I get out of bed, I go and I brush my teeth. So that is the third action step here. So first thing is you're going to let the family know. You're going to let your roommates know, whomever you're living with, know that you're going to do this. Second thing is you're going to have an alarm clock away from your bed. So you have to get up to shut it off. Third thing is you're going to move your body. So important. Those are 3 action steps to start you on the path of getting up earlier, enjoying those early morning hours. For 2 weeks, I want you to try that. Now, there are going to be plenty of days in those 2 weeks where you're going to say, I'm not getting out of bed. It's not worth it to me. Whatever the excuse is, whatever you decide, it's not for you. 2 weeks is not enough to decide that it's not for you. If you are listening to this and if you are looking to make a change in your life and you are open to trying something new, those 2 weeks are going to be challenging. Those 2 weeks aren't going to be fun. Those 2 weeks are going to really allow you to commit to yourself. Because I'm telling you, the other side of waking up early and spending time for yourself is pure magic. It is so wonderful to have those morning moments to yourself, to ground yourself, set your intentions for the day. So important. Now, if you need encouragement to get you through these 2 weeks and beyond, you can go to my website, drizzleacademy.com, and sign up for my encouragement and accountability texting program. It is so cheap. It's pennies a day. It's $7.99 a month, where I will send you one message every day encouraging you, and you will send one message back to me holding you accountable and letting me know how you did. Maybe sometimes you'll get back to me and said, didn't do it, didn't feel like it was too cold, this is such a bad idea. And that will allow me to know what I need to send in my next message to you so that I can encourage you and speak to you and personalize that text message for you to encourage you to keep moving forward. If that at all interests you, again, you can go to my website, drizzleacademy.com, and sign up there. I'm telling you, a morning routine is so beneficial, a routine that is time in the day that is just for you. Extremely, extremely beneficial. Okay. I hope you take these action steps. I hope to hear from you. Let me know how it's going. You can let me know on Instagram or Facebook. You can find me there at Christine Santos Coach. Until next time, wonder boldly. That's it for this episode. Thank you again so much for listening. And if you want more of these types of strategies and so much more around reaching your goals, you definitely want to get on my email list. You can go to my website, drizzleacademy.com, and sign up there. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did and want to share it, take a screenshot and tag me on Instagram. I'd love to connect with you. Until next time, continue to wonder boldly.